What's good, everybody? So I just came to drop a quick video. So this video is pretty much going to be about the Qliphoth and how it pertains to the body and some of the entities that are associated with it. So let's just get into it. So the Qliphoth is actually the negative side, or the negative version of the Sephiroth. Like, that's pretty much the tree of life, with the Qliphoth, that being the tree of evil, or good and evil, whichever you want to call it. It's pretty much like frowned upon, like in the Kabbalah. It's like it got so much negative, like aspects about it. Like it's pretty much like I can't describe how they pretty much like to me. I don't think, let me just talk about me personally. I don't think anything is truly good or evil, because there's a line where where does evil become good and where does good become evil? Because I don't think there's actually a set limit to where the two become pretty much one. And that's pretty much how I see the Qliphoth and the Sephiroth. However, the Sephiroth, when you go into that magic and stuff, I don't want to go off on a tangent, bro, but this is a good question, because it's it's like this. Like, when you look at it, it's like every religion, no matter where or who you are, what people you are, it all got its bias. And the Qliphoth, being the tree of evil or negativity, is seen as such. And pretty much you have to understand both sides of the tree, well, both trees, in order to be able to utilize both powers. The correlation is that one, it's just the opposite of the Sephiroth. The Sephiroth is pretty much like certain chakras. If you look at the tree, you pretty much buy a Kabbalah or whatever, and you look at the tree, you'll see that okay, this has a Jupiter glyph. They have the planetary glyphs by them. So when you look at the planetary glyphs, you will see that the planetary glyphs actually associate themselves with certain zodiac, and certain zodiac, pretty much correspond with certain chakras in the body. So that's pretty much how those correspond. You would have to go and see what correlates with that on this tree and this on that tree, that being the Sephiroth and the Qliphoth. And that's pretty much it when it comes to correlation with the body. It's pretty much the chakras. You just have to figure it out for yourself. I don't want to take too much of the research away from you. I just want to pretty much push you into the right direction. And as far as the spirits, I don't really go by the spirits, because there's actually spirits that are actually wicked, that are actually evil and stuff, if you want to call it that. I don't think Satan and all these other spirits are quote unquote evil, because what is Satan? Satan just means the adversary. What is the adversary? The adversary is anything that's going against the grain. I could be somebody's adversary if I don't align with their ideals. So that would make me their Satan. So I don't go by those names, which you should do, because all those beside Satan are pretty much somebody else's gods. And that's the thing about the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah is in any other what they would call Western religion, it pretty much demonized anybody else's religion. So you have to be careful with the names. I would actually go and seek the Kabbalah, if you prefer to go down that route when it comes to magic. I would also get a book in Sufi mysticism. That's the secret teachings in Islam. Though that's their magical system. And also I would get a book, if you can find it. I would get a book dealing with the Gnostics, but from all the like sources and stuff that I have, like I couldn't find one of the books. I mean, I do have a Gnostic Bible, but I wanted to like get other books because like I like cross referencing like the information that I like pretty much come across. But like that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want me to dabble deeper into it, then I mean I could. You just gotta be more like specific on what you want to know because this is pretty much going into like the like Hebrew magic and all that. Like you would have to actually continue with like what is that joint called? The the Kabbalah. I know for sure you would have to read the Zohar as far as like the Qliphoth. You would have to like pretty much read like all that to pertain all the information you need about the Qliphoth when it comes to that. What else? The Hermetic text. You would have to read certain like Hermetic texts because like it's a very vast magical system because like again Hebrew or Judaism or whichever you want to call it, like their magical system like goes actually further back into like the Egyptian or the Hermetic, what they call it, which is the thought, the magic of thought, because thought was actually looked at as the supreme magician. So you would have to go into that and try and think of like some more stuff that I can give you as far as like your journey when it comes to that. I mean, like again, this ain't like I don't know like your ethnicity or anything, but it may work different if you're not a melanated person because again, all this magic and stuff derived from like melanated people. So I mean, not saying that you can't get into it and all that stuff. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying you should like move with caution when it comes to this because it may have a different reaction. Like these things, like when it comes to like dealing with spirits, it's like you gotta be very, very careful, especially if you're like not saying you're not. I don't know who you are, but if you're not a if you're a non-melanated person, then I would definitely be careful because it's just like these entities are like I don't even know how to explain it, man. It's fucking crazy, bro. If you're not a melanated person, then you don't have the full backing of certain spiritual like entities. I mean, not trying to sound racist or anything, but it's just me knowing and dealing with magic and stuff like, and knowing like people outside of like melanated people dealing with magic like for a long time. Like it doesn't work the same. So I would like be very cautious on like a lot of these like magics and stuff. But as far as like doing it and stuff, like be safe. These are the books, like I'll say them again. I forgot the other books that were associated with the Kabbalah, but I know for certain that you definitely need the Zohar. You need the Zohar. So it will instruct you on all the books when you like start to read the book, and like pretty much that's it, man. Like happy hunting. Like be safe with like this magical journey that you're going to embark on, and just let me know if you need any more information. That's like pretty much what my channel's like for. I mean, if it start to grow more, I mean I may not be able to like do like one-on-ones with people, but I will continue to try to do my best. Like so, I mean I wouldn't, and like if it came to that, I would definitely hire a team to help me out. So I mean I just want to like continue to like help everybody out on that magical journeys and stuff, especially like if you're going to endeavor on like your endeavors are on like these type of like journeys. Like I think honestly, I know this is going off on a tangent, but like I'm more aligned with the Sufi mysticism because I feel that that is like that, and the Gnostics are the most like I say closest to the source than all these other religions, because when you really like start to break it down, like all is one. And if all is one, then how can you battle like one house? In the Bible, I believe it says a house, like, how does it go? A house cannot be divided. So I mean, that comes to question, like, who are they really worshiping? And the magic that you're actually going into is actually like very tricky, because like you got angels and demons, which are the same thing, and it's like, they try to tell you that it's like the opposite, or like they battling. But how can a house, like, how can a house be divided and still stand? If God is the one God and he created all things in this, like, false reality, how could his house be truly divided? That's a question for you to ponder on. But I'll drop another video probably later, probably about like, who are they really worshiping? But it's just been busy for me, y'all. Busy, but like I said, I'm gonna continue to like do my best and being consistent with these videos. And if y'all need something else, like, explain, whoever, wherever, whenever, like, just let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Peace.